Hey everyone! If you've seen our other videos, you know we absolutely adore the French Riviera. But let's be honest, there are a few things here that can really drive us crazy. Since some of you have asked, here's our top 10 annoyances on the Côte d'Azur. Don't worry, it's not nearly enough to make us leave anytime soon. So without further ado, let's dive right into our list. There are so many stunning roads in this area, especially south of the motorway. Along the coastline, you'll find one beautiful road next to the other, but be aware, they're gonna be congested. You're gonna get stuck in traffic. So exploring the French Riviera by car is a blast. It makes reaching secluded spots and the hinterland a lot easier. But you've gotta pack a lot of patience because the traffic can be a real nightmare, especially in the summer and during rush hours in the morning from 8 to 10 and in the afternoon from 4 to almost 7. For us, it's the number one annoyance, though after years here we've learned exactly which roads and times to avoid. For you, it might be easier to take the train whenever possible, especially if you're hopping between coastal cities like Cannes, Antibes, Nice, Monaco and Menton. Not gonna lie though, trains can get pretty packed during rush hour too. Need a bathroom break? Good luck! Finding a toilet around here can be a real hassle. You either have to hunt them down or pay up, or sometimes both. But here's the good news. Public toilets are sprinkled all over the French Riviera. Just type public toilet into Google Maps and they'll pop up. In Nice at least, it usually works pretty well. Some are free and some cost about 50 cents. And in Nice's main tourist areas, the situation is not so bad. You can even find public toilets up on Castle Hill. If you're really desperate and can't spot any toilets nearby, just grab an espresso or whatever you fancy at the nearest cafe. Today it's so sunny, but it can also happen that the rain pours down, especially in November and February. Sometimes for an entire week it will pour down, and then life on the Côte d'Azur stops. Unfortunately, there's not much to do when the weather turns sour, because the French Riviera isn't really built for bad weather. So what do we tell friends and family who come to visit when it rains? We say head over to a fancy mall like Cap 3000 near the airport, or explore one of the many amazing museums around here. Feeling hungry at 4 in the afternoon? Too bad. Most restaurants here stick to a strict schedule. Lunch runs from noon to 2 and dinner is served from around 7:30 to 9:30 in the evening. Anything outside those hours? Good luck, unless you're in a tourist hotspot like for example Cours in Nice. There's always McDonald's if that's what you want in France. But if not, look out for signs saying service continu or non-stop service. They'll serve food beyond regular hours. Or try a brasserie, which tends to have a more flexible schedule. Our tip? Plan ahead. And if you choose a spot away from the major tourist areas, you might even score a special lunch deal.
Il va vraiment mettre en avant, et c'est ce que j'aime chez lui, que des restaurants qu'il aime vraiment.
The pebbles. They're kind of a symbol of Nice and make for great photos. But have you ever tried walking on them barefoot? Or worse, wading in the water? It's almost impossible if you've got sensitive feet.
In summer, everything will be prepared with those pebbles. Look, we've already showed you everywhere. It will be all covered, And as you can see, we have February now. It is also sand just under that, and we wonder why they do it. I mean, it's so uncomfortable and we don't know. We really try to find out, and will find out for you guys, why they put the pebble and prepare everything with pebbles.
So we did some digging on the galets, that's what the French call them. Back in the 19th century, Nice started piling up pebbles from nearby rivers for a few reasons. They don't wash or blow away like sand, rain and seawater drain back into the sea more easily, and they do look pretty attractive. But for us, the only real upside is you won't end up covered in sand. The Riviera is absolutely stunning in summer, if you can actually find a place to sit.
It's not all empty today because the sun is out and it's really warm, as you can see. But in summer, you have no imagination how crowded it gets.
To avoid the crowds, we recommend visiting during the shoulder seasons. May, June or September are much more relaxed and cheaper than July and August. Want to take a bus? Awesome! Now just figure out which company runs it, what ticket you need, and where to buy it. Zoo buses cover the whole region, but different areas have their own local bus companies, like Ligne d'Azur in and around Nice, Envibus in Antibes and Sophia Antipolis, Palmbus in Cannes or Silage in Grasse, and they all play by different rules. To dodge any headaches, use apps like Move It or Google Maps. And remember, the Riviera was designed for cars, not public transport. On the bright side, the trains and the Nice tram are super easy to handle and reliable. Unless there's a strike, of course. French service definitely has a reputation. And let's just say, the Riviera doesn't always break that stereotype. You might get incredible hospitality, but sometimes it feels like you're inconveniencing them just by being there. That said, over the past 20 years we've lived on the Côte d'Azur, service quality has really improved. Nowadays, being treated poorly is more the exception than the rule.
On est en retard, excusez-nous. Qui sont là? Soit des canapés un peu plus sympas.
Think you can just show up at the best restaurant or hotel last minute? Not here. The Riviera is so popular, especially in the summer, that you really need to book in advance. If you want that Instagram famous spot, you should have reserved it a while ago. We've tried to take a friend of ours here at least twice or 3 times, spontaneously, but it was always fully booked. And only back in November, total off-season, he managed to get in finally. So plan ahead in peak season, or be ready to hunt down some hidden gems instead.
Merci.
If you are visiting, be prepared. Driving around Nice not only costs you fuel, but also time and tolls.
If you want to travel from the east to the west or the west to the east, the motorway is your only option really to be quick enough, and it's in a pretty good shape. That's nice, because of course you have to pay the toll, which is kind of expensive. And paying toll doesn't mean that you have an empty road. Like right now, you can still end up in a traffic jam, especially during rush hours. So have your credit card or cash ready. Just to give you an idea, the 42-kilometer trip on the A8 from Monaco to Cannes costs €7.40 one way. Even with all these little annoyances, the French Riviera still has our hearts. Nobody's perfect, right? But we want to hear from you. Which of these irritants would get on your nerves the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're all about insider tips and fun takes on Riviera life, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more.